What's up, Novi? This is all about F1. Today, I'll be talking about the race in Mexico this Sunday, and I'll also be talking about my predictions that I made from last week. Let's get started. First up is qualifying. After 3 practice sessions topped by Leclerc, Verstappen, and Norris, qualifying for the Mexico City Grand Prix began with plenty of uncertainty over who would be the fastest car. In Q1, Isaac Hadjar went fastest, narrowly beating Lewis Hamilton. Norris, Leclerc, and Russell were also near the top, while Behrman impressed for Haas. In the end, Bortoleto, Albon, Gasly, Stroll, and Colapinto were eliminated from Q1. In Q2, Lando Norris set a lap time of 1:16.252, about 4/10ths faster than Leclerc. Hamilton went second, with Russell just behind. PS3 had a strange issue with his power unit, but recovered to make it through into Q3. On the other hand, Lawson never managed to set a proper lap and was knocked out, along with Tsunoda, Ocon, Hulkenberg, and Alonso. In Q3, Leclerc was initially fastest with a 1:15.991, but Norris then got an impressive 1:15.586, taking pole position. Leclerc finished second, with Hamilton third, while Russell took fourth and Verstappen fifth. Antonelli finished sixth, Sainz 7th, Piastri 8th, Hadjar 9th, and Behrman 10th. Sainz did get a grid drop penalty from last race, however, so he'll be starting from 12th instead. Overall, Norris looked unstoppable throughout the entire session, with Leclerc and Hamilton as close challengers. With Sainz's grid penalty shaking up the order, McLaren heads into the race looking like the team to beat. Next is the race. As the race began, Norris got a clean launch off the line, but turn 1 quickly became chaotic. 4 cars were fighting for the lead, which forced Verstappen into the grass and Leclerc to cut the corner. After things settled down, Norris stayed in front, followed by Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen, and Russell. Behrman and Antonelli both made strong starts, while Piastri dropped down to 9th. A few earlier incidents saw Lawson pit for a new front wing after making contact, and he eventually became the first retirement of the race. Verstappen clashed with Hamilton in a close battle for third, while Behrman took advantage of the confusion to pass Verstappen for fourth. Hamilton later received a 10-second penalty for leaving the track and gaining an advantage at turn 4, which dropped him down the order once he served it. By lap 18, Norris was already 7.4 seconds clear of Leclerc, showing his strong pace on his soft tires. The medium tire runners, however, were struggling for grip, and the stewards decided not to investigate Verstappen's earlier turn 1 contact. As pit stops began, Antonelli stopped first, followed by Hamilton, Russell, and Piastri. Hamilton served his penalty and rejoined in 14th, while Hulkenberg retired due to an engine problem. Sainz also received a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As the pit strategies played out, Norris easily maintained his lead, returning to the track still in first after his stop on lap 35. Leclerc was second, Verstappen third, and Behrman continued to impress in 4th place. Further back, Piastri passed Hadjar and began to chase the Mercedes duo of Russell and Antonelli, who were holding each other up. Mercedes eventually allowed Russell to pass Antonelli to go after Behrman. Piastri pitted for tires on lap 48, the same time as Antonelli and Hamilton, with McLaren's faster pit stop getting Piastri back out ahead of them. Soon after, Behrman and Russell also pitted, leaving Behrman still ahead of Russell and Piastri in the order. In the final 20 laps, Norris led by a huge margin, more than 25 seconds, while Verstappen began closing in on Leclerc for second. Piastri passed Russell for 5th, and behind them, Bortoleto overtook Hadjar to take the final points position in 10th. With a few laps to go, Sainz's race ended when he stopped on the track in the stadium section, triggering a virtual safety car that neutralized the close battle between Leclerc and Verstappen, as well as Behrman and Piastri. But the virtual safety car ended with half a lap to go, allowing one final sprint to the finish line. Norris crossed the line to claim his 10th career victory. finishing an incredible 30 seconds ahead of Leclerc, who barely held on to second place, finishing just 0.7 seconds ahead of Verstappen in third. Behrman kept Piastri behind to take a career-best fourth place finish, while Piastri ended up fifth, losing his championship lead to Norris by just 1 point. Antonelli and Russell finished 6th and 7th for Mercedes, with Hamilton 8th after his penalty. Ocon took 9th, and Bortoleto scored the final points in 10th place. Tsunoda, Albon, Hadzer, Stroll, Gasly, and Colapinto finished outside the points, while Sainz, Alonso, Hülkenberg, and Lawson all retired from the race. Now, let's check my predictions. I got 56 points, 11 for predicting that Norris and Verstappen will be on the podium, 10 points for predicting that 7 teams will make it into Q3, another 10 for predicting that there will be a virtual safety car during the race, and 25 points for predicting that Russell will have the fastest lap during the race. So yeah, that's all I have, Novi. Next week I'll have news on the race in Brazil. Have a nice day, Novi.